I am a hideous and terrifying demon who is 400 years old. Although I do not have a therapist's degree, I do not have a PhD, I'm not a professional. And so I want you to understand that I am not here to diagnose you with anything. I am not here to let you marinate on misdiagnoses, and I am not here to give you professional advice. I will not be recommending anything like that. Today is simply a chance for me to look back upon my 400 years of life and then some, and to draw upon that experience to give some of you a little bit of a hand. This one's quite funny. So these people say that they realize that their girlfriend has said that they think they think they're similar to Mr., which I understand to a lot of you is probably a joke. However, I think it actually holds some water, and I think it might be interesting to sort of look at this as a bit of a serious thing, because in some instances, what can wind up happening. So let me try and think about how I'm going to answer this. The most important thing about this is that sometimes in relationships, we can sort of have a differing sense of humor or a different standard as to what we're okay being told or telling one another. So in my mind, these two, perhaps this was a very serious context where they said, yeah, you are like that, bottom bastard. And then all of a sudden it becomes a massive domestic. Or, in my mind, what I'm seeing here, and I understand that you guys are treating it like a joke, but this could actually apply to a lot of people listening. I think that sometimes our partners can make comments that to them seem like playful banter, but to us can actually come off as rather more hurtful than I think they really intend for it to be. And I think one of the things about this that can be really tragic is that sometimes in relationships we can often have the issue where we don't feel as though we have the right to mention anything. So in your case, I think something that may have happened is that when they say this, you think, oh, they must be joking, of course. But even then, that affects us as well. But like I was saying, the humor can often make it feel as though we don't have a right to complain. We can often feel like, oh, they were joking, so it doesn't matter. But then if something does hurt you, what you can often think is, oh, perhaps, you know, they didn't mean it. Perhaps I should just kind of suck it up and deal with it, which in my mind is often the wrong way of going about it. I think that a true relationship, and one that is destined to last a while, is one where you can really go up to your partner and say, hey, I know you were just joking, but that did hurt. And if your partner does love you, and if you guys have a strong connection, then it's very likely that you guys might be able to perhaps work out a bit of a better understanding. So let's say, for example, in this case, you know, they compare you to Mr. Maybe you think, you know, and you ask, can't tell if it's cute or if it means I need help, right? If you take it as though that maybe they're using it as a way of teasing you, and if that does hurt, perhaps the best way of going about it is letting them know and saying, hey, you know, I understand that was a joke, but I'd like it if you didn't do that again. And then maybe in future, they'll have a better understanding of how not to hurt you in future. The best way of doing this is to be gentle, to be understanding, because in all honesty, they most likely didn't mean to hurt you. And so if you're understanding and you don't take it personally, you say, hey, I know that wasn't meant to hurt me, but it kind of did. Would you mind if you didn't do that again? For the most part, I think a lot of people will be very understanding, and it can lead to an even stronger connection in future. So that was kind of mostly a joke, but I think it led to some pretty genuine advice. So that's good.